On this episode, we talk letterboxes. Alright guys, so your letterboxes may be something that you may not spend a lot of time thinking about because, let's face it, there's so many things to think about when planning and designing your new home. Then definitely a letterbox is probably one of the last things that you're thinking about. Now, when you're buying a block of land in a new estate, they generally will have developer guideline regulations that you have to follow. Most of the time, they will have this depending on the area. But if they do have that, they will probably generally have a section with the guidelines of the letterbox. Now, a lot of the new areas these days are actually required to have a brick letterbox. So the first one we're going to talk about today is actually a brick letterbox. So, there's a lot of different ways in actually doing the brick letterboxes. Whether you have it rendered and paint finish, or you have it a face brick like your home. But most of the time they go for a render look, and the letterbox is sort of standalone. So when designing your facade, when designing the front of your house, if you have to have a brick letterbox, then definitely it's worth actually working out the placement of the brick letterbox, because this is going to be right in front of your home. How high are you going to have it? How wide do you want to have it? Maybe those regulations are in the developer guidelines as well too. So definitely something to consider whereabouts your letterbox is going to have. Now maybe you have no guidelines in regards to your letterboxes. So there are quite a few different ranges of letterboxes that you can actually buy, you can actually do yourself. So it really depends on what type of look, style and feel you're going for the front of your home. So even if you're not required to do a brick letterbox, you may still decide to do one because it is quite a nice feature to the front of your home. And it also, it also depends on the look, So you might have a walkway going up to your front door, and you may decide to have, some brickwork around that and incorporate the letterbox into the front gates as well too. So guys, if you know anyone who's, not really sure about their letterbox, maybe they haven't even thought about it, or maybe you know someone who's designing their new home, and maybe you can tag them in the comments below, because this would be definitely a great feature for them to incorporate early on in the design, so they actually visualize it and see how it's going to look after it's done. So when it's time to do it, they don't have to waste any time. They just get in there and get it done. So guys, also in the comments below, I'd love to know what you did for your letterbox and why you did it. Was it part of the developer guidelines, or did you just do it because you liked the look of it? All right guys, thanks for joining me on today's Simone TV episode. Bye for now.